If you're playing anything on turf like lacrosse, it's going to be even hotter. You're looking at heat haze at Coonskin Park's Schoenbaum Stadium. It's so hot that the air is heated in an irregular pattern, causing light to refract in an irregular pattern. There's your science lesson for the day, but you're not here for science, you're here for sports. You want to know who got cooked on that field today, right?
Norman T right here. What can we...
Talking about? What are we talking about? We're talking about golf. That's what we're talking about. I know it's late. Yeah, we're going to hear from the man who won the British Open. He will draw hundreds of teams, thousands of athletes, and even the Pro Football Hall of Fame camp. If at any point you cannot hear me, it is because University of Charleston is hosting Ohio State University in men's volleyball. Expanded concussion protocols are designed to protect student athletes because if the athlete takes a hit like this during a game or practice, the student might find themselves negatively affected in the classroom. At Fairland High School, everything seems normal, but that's not the case for senior Allie Henderson.
It's easy to put on a front and just pretend like everything's handy, all right, all good, but it's really hard when you're just lethargic and tired.
In late December, she was diagnosed with thyroid cancer, and the rest of the Dragons stepped up.
Students came to me on last Friday afternoon and said, hey, look, we want to do something for Allie, something special.
Which is all you could ever want for your child.
The visiting Chesapeake Panthers did the same.
We were able to sell 350 shirts between the two schools. We're going to raise somewhere between $2,300 and $2,500 for the cause.
I totally believe in rivals for sure, like school rivals, but more importantly, it's our community. And if we don't pull together for one another, who will?
Allie is Fairland's student body president, homecoming queen, and avid basketball fan. But what stands out the most about her is her selflessness.
And when she found out they were doing this tonight, she was like, but there's a boy at Chesapeake that has cancer. And
just overwhelming in a good way. It's really nice.
That attitude spreads quickly.
I mean, we're going to go away to Cincinnati, but all these people are going to be with us.
A lot better, I can assure you that it makes your heart feel so heavy and makes you feel better about yourself and that you know that you're loved.
Dragons senior guard Keidra Cunningham didn't tell anyone he helped organize the fundraiser.
There is things bigger than the game, and this is one of them.
But with the rally and with these shoes,
But you beating cancer is FHS's biggest victory yet. I just want to know that she means a ton to me, so I plan on giving her these after the game.
he and the Dragons give Allie the gift of a 71-35 win against Chesapeake.
Down.
Hear that?
Ready. Set.
It's the sound of football season in the tri-state area. But the Ashland Tomcats aren't in full gear. Not yet.
You know, we want to keep things in place, not only what the KHSAA has sent down, but also just common sense things.
This practice is limited contact.
We see most of our injury not on Friday night.
Dr. Andrew Gilliland has helped the Tomcats stay on the leading edge of safety protocols.
As we started to implement them, I thought that we would be met with a lot of quizzical looks. Their focus was on athlete safety as well.
So when the Kentucky State High School League introduced more rigid guidelines, it wasn't a surprise for the Tomcats.
It's really just the way that we do things.
If an athletic trainer says they're out for the rest of the practice or the rest of the game, no questions asked.
The guidelines call for progressive intensity because, for instance, you don't want a concussion on day one.
Yeah, it can be difficult to tell. I mean, it can feel like any other headache, or I mean, you just feel like you're sick to your stomach, you know?
These expanded concussion protocols are designed to protect student athletes because if the athlete takes a hit like this during a game or practice, the student might find themselves negatively affected in the classroom.
We've had kids going homebound where they're not coming to school when they've had a really bad concussion. We've had 2 or 3 of those.
But it's not just concussions.
Limiting contact activity was to prevent all injury.
It's reducing the risk that players get hurt in the preseason, or worse, play hurt. Keeping a trainer could be more costly.
Some school districts can't afford the athletic trainer. At what cost do we talk about our children's safety?
But it's better than relying on coaches.
You want to save the bodies of the kids, and that's the one way to do it.
If you're playing anything on turf like lacrosse, it's going to be even hotter. You're looking at heat haze at Coonskin Park's Schoenbaum Stadium. It's so hot that the air is heated in an irregular pattern, causing light to refract in an irregular pattern. There's your science lesson for the day, but you're not here for science, you're here for sports. You want to know who got cooked on that field today, right? Capital and George Washington in the first round of the high school boys tournament. Starting the second half, George Washington leads 8-5. Make that 9-5 thanks to Tanner Rice with that shot. Not long after, Jared Yeager fires. Capital goalie Alex Chunkard blocks the shot. G-Dub's Nick Griggs bounced the ball in to score. Later, it's Yeager again. He's unassisted this time, and he actually scores that. Then Driggs shoots one. Well, he tips one in. It's not even a shot, he just tips it in. After that, Yeager shoots, Driggs recovers. It's another one that he scores like that. Capital's Chungard had his work cut out for him, and he made a lot of saves in the face of this onslaught. The Patriots keep the Cougars scoreless in the second half to win 20-5 to advance in the tournament. Now in the Mountain East Baseball Tournament, Charleston beats Shepherd in the first game of the day, 7-5. That means the Golden Eagles will play for the championship on Sunday at 1. They have not lost yet, not that they want to, but they can afford to lose once. I don't see that happening. Marshall Baseball is still finishing off its final road trip of the season. They were shut out at Charlotte today after losing last night. 6-0 was the score. It's the second game of the series. They've got another game to play tomorrow. I love this giant monitor because when I have to point out scores to you, I can literally do that and you get to see more of me. Everybody wins. Speaking of winning, after the West Virginia Powers swept the Hagerstown Suns, the team ended up on a 5-game winning streak. Let's make it 6. The team opening its series with Lakewood today, they lead 4-1 in the 8th inning. Now,
West Virginia State University head coach John Pennington knows what it means to grind. Mountaineer football fans know him for the catch. It was diving to catch a 28-yard touchdown pass from Rasheed Marshall in 2003 against Pitt. He doesn't do anything by half measures and knows how to do what it takes to succeed. He's the subject of this week's Train Like an Athlete, and this isn't even the warm-up. John Pennington warms up harder than most people work out.
This is just the warm-up. Okay. We're going to start with man makers. This is a Mike Barwitz special here. So can't put the bar down until we're done.
You got a guy who's rough, struggling on you. How does Coach Pennington get in their heads?
Why are you doing this? Why are you here today? So all starts with your why. Once you know that, that's your fuel. Once you think about all that stuff, this is kind of easy.
Why become a football coach?
Well, you get a chance to help people and impact the community. You know, I love being part of that initial journey into adulthood. You know, they're 18 to 22. They think they know everything, when in reality they don't know a thing. And so, you know, there's so many diehard West Virginia State fans. You know, I want my kids to see me, you know, helping others, inspiring others. That's my purpose, and I'm intentional about it, and I want to help people. And you know, even though I'm not home all the time, you know, I think that will teach them more than me being at home playing cars.
When did you know you wanted to do it?
First day I ever did it. I always thought I would never be a football coach. I wasn't a huge rah-rah kind of guy. I mean, I played passionately, but I just didn't think I could be, yelling at people all the time. But you don't have to be that way to be a coach, and that's kind of what I learned. And day one was like, man, I'm having an impact in one day. You know, imagine what I could do if I became a head coach. If I had 100 people underneath me, how I could teach them how to set goals and be a great student, and how to achieve what they want to achieve in life. And so I just wanted to give that gift back. I learned more in the locker room than I could ever learn in a classroom. And I learned a lot at WVU and Wesleyan when I was in school, but nothing like what I learned in that locker room and in the meeting rooms. And that's what I feel like I get to do is I'm a teacher. I tell the players all the time, like, life is simple. It's not easy, but it's simple.